In the vast reaches of the galaxy, among planets so deadly they've become legends even to those who only observe them from light years away, one stands out. A world so hostile, so unpredictable, that even the most advanced civilizations refused to go near it. They call it the Blue Rock. Officially, it's catalogued as Earth, but to alien species across the cosmos, it's a place to avoid, an untamed corner of the universe where survival is deemed impossible. Poisonous atmospheres, raging storms, sudden natural disasters, and creatures with predatory instincts so fierce that they fight among themselves constantly. Earth is considered the galaxy's deadliest planet. And yet, humans thrive there. To the cold and logical minds of alien scientists, Earth defies every rule, every calculation, and every expectation. It shouldn't be able to support life, much less intelligent beings. But reports confirm it time and time again. Humans aren't just surviving, they're flourishing. They build, they explore, they dream. To the aliens, it's incomprehensible. What's more, they refuse to believe that such a fragile-looking species could endure Earth's constant threats. The common assumption: humans must be protected by some extraordinary advanced technology or guided by a hidden alien benefactor. Anything else would be impossible. Curious, and frankly alarmed, by these reports, the Galactic Council dispatches an elite reconnaissance team to Earth. Their mission: to observe humans in their natural environment, to understand how they survive, and perhaps to unravel the mystery of their resilience. This team is composed of beings from highly advanced worlds, each member a seasoned expert in biology, climate, and warfare. They've survived the scorching deserts of Bucor, navigated the ice storms of 4 and 9, and endured the crushing pressures of gas giants. Earth, however, is like nothing they've ever encountered. The moment their craft breaches Earth's atmosphere, they're assaulted by violent winds and unpredictable weather. The skies flash with electricity, and clouds roar like wild beasts. The temperature fluctuates wildly, and the oceans below rise and fall with tides that seem to defy logic. The aliens are on edge, feeling more vulnerable than they ever have, and they haven't even touched down yet. Finally, they land undetected on a remote, forested region and set up their observation post, cloaked and hidden. Their monitors quickly begin tracking human activity in a nearby city. What they see leaves them speechless. Humans walking openly through environments that would kill most species on sight. Some are standing beneath the rain, laughing and talking as if the chaotic downpour were nothing more than a minor inconvenience. In another part of the city, they watch humans scale cliffs, surf treacherous waves, and race across rugged terrain for entertainment, not survival. Everyday life here, it seems, would be an alien's nightmare. Yet the humans carry on, barely acknowledging the dangers around them. They handle unpredictable weather, earthquakes, and even fires without the assistance of any visible advanced technology. No protective exosuits, no shields, just them. This behavior is so foreign, so reckless, that the aliens feel a shiver of unease. How could any creature choose to live in such relentless unpredictability? And why would they do so voluntarily? One alien observer, fascinated and frustrated, insists that humans must have some biological adaptation allowing them to survive this chaotic world. But after days of intense study, no unusual genetic traits or adaptive features are found. They're normal, ordinary even. How could such a fragile-looking species survive where others wouldn't last a day? As the days pass, the aliens begin to witness something more disturbing: human compassion, bravery, and camaraderie. They watch as humans rush toward danger to help one another, as they rebuild after natural disasters and continue on with a tenacity that's almost incomprehensible. It's not biology, it's not technology, it's something deeper, something the aliens can't fully understand. And then, just when they think they've seen everything Earth has to offer, the planet throws yet another disaster their way, a violent storm, unlike anything they've observed so far. Sirens blare in the human city, people scramble to shelter, and the aliens brace themselves, wondering how humanity will fare in the face of yet another unimaginable threat. Will they finally see humans falter, Or will they witness once again the remarkable spirit that keeps this fragile species standing time and time again? The alien team holds their breath as the storm intensifies. Towering clouds darken the sky, blotting out the faint sunlight that had been filtering through, while gale-force winds lash the city below. Rain pours down in sheets, flooding the streets, and lightning splits the sky with deafening cracks. It's chaos, pure and simple. To the aliens, it seems impossible that the humans will come out of this unscathed. But what they see next unsettles them even more. While some people run for cover, others remain outside, struggling to help those who can't reach safety on their own. They see humans rushing to aid strangers, pulling each other out of flooded areas, and forming human chains to reach those in danger. One person slips in the rushing water, nearly carried away by the force of the flood, but within seconds, hands reach out to pull them back to safety. No hesitation, no fear, only determination. The lead alien, an experienced warrior from a barren and controlled planet, is baffled. Why do they risk themselves for others? He murmurs, his voice tinged with confusion. On his world, self-preservation is the highest priority. You don't endanger yourself for the sake of another. But here, among these fragile creatures, he witnesses a willingness to put themselves in harm's way for reasons he can't understand. His partner, a scientist who has studied countless species, watches with a mixture of fascination and disbelief. It's illogical, she mutters. They don't gain anything from helping each other. No rewards, no guarantees of survival, and yet they continue to do it. She makes a note in her device, labeling humans as a species driven by behavior that defies reason. The storm continues to rage, but the humans, against all odds, seem to have adapted to it. Some take shelter in structures that appear feeble by galactic standards, yet they stand firm, somehow built to withstand such fury. In between helping others, they carry on with their tasks, moving supplies, securing buildings, and communicating through handheld devices. The aliens note that there's a system in place, a protocol they follow. Despite the danger and chaos, there's an order to their actions. It's almost as if these storms are a part of their daily lives, a challenge they've come to expect. The alien team reviews their data, bewildered by what they're seeing. They expected Earth to be a wasteland where only the toughest, most rugged life forms could scrape by in miserable isolation. Yet here, these humans not only survive, they build communities, create shelters, and even seem to find joy amidst the unpredictability. It's clear that something about this species goes beyond biology, beyond logic. They are bound by something intangible, something that the aliens can't quantify with their instruments or explain through science. As the storm begins to subside, the aliens make a crucial decision. They must investigate further. Staying hidden, they follow a group of humans to a nearby shelter where survivors gather, exchanging stories of their experience in the storm. Some of them are drenched, bruised, and exhausted, yet they laugh and joke, swapping tales of past storms and comparing the size of recent lightning strikes. Their voices are filled with relief, a sense of triumph, as though they've conquered yet another trial. The alien leader turns to his team, struggling to grasp this strange phenomenon. How can they laugh? They just faced death. They should be grieving, fearful, but they seem almost pleased. One of the younger alien observers hesitates, finally speaking up. Maybe that's it. Maybe this bond, this way of helping each other, makes them stronger. They don't face the danger alone. They stand together. His voice trails off, uneasy with the implication. On their own worlds, strength was measured in solitary resilience, in one's ability to survive alone. Here on Earth, it seems to be measured by something altogether different, a shared will to endure. In the hours that follow, the alien team continues to observe. They witness families reuniting, friends embracing, and even strangers offering comfort. It's a sight that lingers with them, stirring emotions they hadn't felt before. For the first time, they realize that perhaps their understanding of survival is incomplete. Perhaps there's more to strength than physical endurance and self-reliance. The scientist taps on her monitor, watching the humans with newfound respect. Their survival instinct, It's not just biological, it's cultural, psychological, maybe even spiritual. It's like they share their strength somehow. But the aliens' fascination quickly turns to alarm when a new message crackles over their communication link. A fresh storm, even stronger than the last, is forming on the horizon, and it's moving fast. The humans, seemingly aware of the threat, begin to prepare once more. They're gathering resources, sharing updates, and organizing plans to protect the vulnerable. The alien leader glances at his team, tension evident in his gaze. "We're witnessing something incredible, something we don't yet understand," he says, his voice low and uncertain. "But if this storm is as bad as it looks, we might see their limits this time." The aliens hunker down, their curiosity mingling with a strange, unspoken hope. Would these humans finally be overwhelmed? Or would they, as they've done so many times before, rise to meet yet another impossible challenge? As the new storm approaches, the alien observers can feel a distinct shift in the human settlement. The skies darken, and winds whip across the land with an ominous howl, carrying a sense of something far more menacing than the previous storm. Thunder booms like a warning from the heavens, and the temperature drops, sending a chill through the air that even the aliens, protected within their cloaked ship, can feel. They scan their monitors and see humans moving quickly, working together in a coordinated frenzy. It's as though every single person knows their role, and there is no room for hesitation or fear. The aliens watch in awe as the humans prepare for what looks like an impossible task, surviving a storm of this magnitude. Children are ushered into shelters, medical supplies are organized, and groups form to patrol vulnerable areas. A few humans, seemingly in charge, shout instructions, pointing out weak structures that need reinforcing and organizing food and water. Their faces are tense, but focused. Every human, no matter how old or young, has a task, and they perform it with a fierce determination. It's clear that these people have been through such trials before, yet the scale of this storm seems to test even their seasoned resilience. The alien scientist whispers in amazement. They're not just surviving, they're thriving under pressure. It's as if the greater the threat, the stronger they become. Her words are met with silence as the others watch the screens, their attention riveted. These aliens, who had always considered their own species superior, now feel a deep sense of respect mingled with unease. The human way of facing fear, of uniting in the face of disaster, is something beyond any logic they know. Outside, the storm roars closer. Lightning splits the sky with terrifying brightness, illuminating the faces of the humans below for brief, shocking moments. The aliens catch glimpses of expressions. Fear, yes, but also something else. Determination. There's a fire in their eyes, an unyielding resolve that the aliens find both inspiring and deeply unsettling. It's as though these fragile beings are fueled by the storm itself, their spirits rising to meet it. As the first blasts of wind hit, rattling buildings and uprooting trees, the aliens hold their breath, bracing for the worst. They know that any logical being would retreat, seek shelter far from danger. But the humans stay. Some stand at the edges, monitoring the storm's progress, even as the winds howl louder, debris flying through the air with deadly force. It's reckless, irrational, and yet it's working. Just when the storm reaches its peak, with winds so fierce they seem capable of tearing apart the very ground, the humans band together in the heart of it. A group of them links arms, forming a barrier to shield others as they race across open areas, guiding people to shelter. The aliens watch in silent awe, understanding now that human strength is something they cannot measure or predict. It's as though every time nature throws its worst at them, the humans dig deeper, finding courage and unity in the chaos. Then, without warning, a massive tree crashes to the ground near a cluster of people, sending splinters flying. The aliens' hearts race as they see humans rushing to help, even at the risk of their own safety. There's no hesitation, no second thought. For these humans, it seems, survival is not about the individual. It's about all of them together. As the storm continues to rage, the aliens believe they've seen the limits of human endurance. But just when they think they've understood what humanity is capable of, something unexpected happens. The earth itself begins to tremble. At first, it's just a slight rumble beneath their feet, almost easy to miss amid the howling wind and pounding rain. But soon, the tremor intensifies, turning into a violent earthquake that shakes the ground with relentless force. Trees sway and crack, buildings begin to sway, and the landscape itself seems to ripple as if rejecting the chaos above. The alien team stares in disbelief. A storm of this magnitude was already beyond what they thought any species could withstand, but now the planet itself seems to be pushing back against those who dare live upon it. To endure such a combination of disasters simultaneously is unimaginable, even to these seasoned alien explorers. Surely, they think, this will break the humans. Surely, this is too much. But instead of scattering in panic, the humans react swiftly and decisively. The ones who were helping others get back to their feet, guiding them to safer ground even as the earth shudders beneath them. A few of them pull others into makeshift shelters, while others brace themselves against whatever stable structures they can find, shouting instructions to each other. They're frightened, that much is clear, but not one of them falters. Their fear seems to fuel them, sharpen their focus, and drive them to push even harder against the forces of nature. Inside the cloaked observation ship, the alien leader glances at his team with wide eyes. This is impossible. No species should be able to survive this level of chaos, he mutters, disbelief clear in his voice. The alien scientist can only shake her head, barely able to process what she's seeing. It's not logical. It's as if they're fueled by the very forces trying to destroy them. But as the ground continues to shake, another realization dawns on the aliens. These humans aren't just surviving. They're adapting, learning, and responding faster than any species the aliens have ever encountered. Every human seems to know what to do without hesitation, moving with purpose and precision, as if guided by an instinct that goes beyond survival. They're working as one, an unbreakable unit against the combined fury of Earth's storm and quake. The aliens watch as a small group of humans, covered in mud and drenched by the rain, makes their way to an old, damaged building. It looks unstable, its walls trembling with each quake, but inside there are people trapped, calling for help. The rescuers don't hesitate. They form a line, bracing each other as they navigate the crumbling structure, pulling the stranded people to safety one by one. It's an act of courage that leaves the aliens speechless, defying every survival instinct they thought was universal. And then, just as it seems the humans might have things under control, the earth shakes again, harder this time. Cracks begin to form in the ground, splitting open pathways and swallowing entire trees. The humans, faced with a danger that even they might not be able to overcome, scramble to regroup, but there's no place to run. The alien leader turns to his team, urgency in his voice. We need to leave. This place is too unstable. No one can survive this. But even as he says it, he can't tear his eyes away from the humans fighting against all odds, refusing to surrender. A deep sense of respect mingles with his fear, and he realizes that perhaps, in this moment, they're witnessing something greater than they can understand. As the alien team debates whether to intervene or flee, they notice something astonishing. The humans aren't just holding out for themselves. They're already working together, assessing the damage, guiding others, and preparing to rebuild, even as the quake continues. It's not just survival anymore. It's resilience, a kind of strength that transcends any natural law the aliens know. Just as the ground begins to stabilize and the storm's intensity starts to wane, the alien team believes the worst has passed. They watch as the humans, battered and exhausted, survey the damage. Against all odds, they're still standing, even though the landscape around them is nearly unrecognizable. Debris is scattered everywhere, buildings lie in ruins, and the air is thick with dust. Yet even in this moment, the humans' resilience is remarkable. They're already picking up pieces, helping each other, and beginning the long task of recovery. The aliens are on the verge of retreating, convinced they've seen everything they came to study. But then, an unexpected alert flashes on their screens. Deep within the ground, their sensors detect an ominous energy spike, something massive and unstable building up beneath the Earth's surface. The alien leader's face pales as he realizes what this means. It's not over. Not yet. Before they can even process what's happening, a shockwave erupts from underground, sending a fresh jolt through the already fractured landscape. An enormous fissure opens in the earth, a yawning chasm that splits the land, swallowing trees, rocks, and even parts of buildings. Humans scramble to escape, but some are trapped on the far side, cut off from the rest of the group. Panic ripples through the survivors as they try to reach the stranded, but the gap is too wide, the ground too unstable. The alien team stares, transfixed, as the humans once again rise to the challenge. Without hesitation, a few of them form a makeshift bridge, risking their own lives by laying planks across the gap, inching forward with ropes tied around their waists. Others anchor the ropes, pulling their comrades back if the ground shifts. It's reckless, bordering on suicidal, but it's their only hope. The aliens are astonished by the courage and unity they're witnessing. One of the humans, a figure covered in mud and bruises, inches across the plank, carrying a child on their back, balancing carefully as the ground trembles beneath them. They move with a calm focus that defies the danger around them. The alien scientist watches in awe, her earlier skepticism fading. They're not just surviving, she murmurs, more to herself than to her team. They're protecting each other, even in the face of certain death. Just as the last of the stranded humans make it across, the ground shudders violently again, and the makeshift bridge collapses into the abyss. The humans pull their companions to safety, embracing each other in relief. The aliens, still cloaked and hidden, feel a strange sense of triumph themselves, as if they too have shared in this victory against nature's fury. Then, in a final twist that shocks even the aliens, the humans gather together, many of them battered, but their spirits unbroken. They raise their heads to the sky, some with tears in their eyes, yet there's a look of defiance and gratitude. They murmur words of thanks, not just to each other, but, unbelievably, to the planet itself, as though they see these challenges as a gift, a chance to prove themselves, to bond, to survive together. The alien leader is speechless. This reaction is beyond anything he could have anticipated. These humans, instead of cursing the forces that nearly destroyed them, show a kind of reverence, a respect for the very environment that tested their limits. The aliens realize they've witnessed something rare, a species that sees struggle as a pathway to growth, danger as an opportunity for unity. As the alien team finally prepares to leave Earth, they understand now that humanity's strength doesn't lie in mere survival, but in their resilience, their compassion, and their unbreakable bond with each other and their world. And as they depart, they carry with them a newfound respect, knowing they've encountered a force even their advanced technology cannot replicate, the indomitable spirit of humanity. As the alien ship lifts off, the team looks down at the humans who now stand amid the wreckage, beginning the hard work of rebuilding. The alien leader feels a quiet reverence for these beings. They're unlike any species he's ever studied, possessing a strength that defies logic and a resilience that almost seems woven into their very being. There's something unique about humanity, a kind of courage that doesn't just persist through suffering, but grows stronger because of it. He wonders how many times these humans have faced such challenges and still found the resolve to push forward. Inside the ship, the alien scientist reflects on the mission's original goal. They'd come to Earth expecting to find a primitive species barely holding on in a hostile environment. Instead, they'd witnessed a depth of strength and unity that surpassed anything they'd seen across the galaxy. The humans weren't just surviving on Earth, the galaxy's deadliest planet. They were thriving in their own way, refusing to be broken by the relentless storms, quakes, or any other threat their world threw at them. They lived with a sense of purpose, fighting not just for themselves, but for each other, as if every challenge was an opportunity to grow closer, to become something greater. The alien team exchanges glances, each member feeling a mix of admiration and humility. They realize that their own culture, for all its advancements and technology, lacks the raw spirit they've seen on Earth. In their society, survival is calculated, logical, based on risk assessments and probabilities. They'd developed technology to avoid conflict and hardship, to make their lives easier, safer. But in doing so, they may have lost something essential. They can't help but wonder if, in removing struggle from their lives, they've also lost the resilience and unity that only hardship can forge. As they drift further from Earth, the team gathers to review the data they've collected. The scientist notes each human's responses to danger, the way they adapted, protected one another, and ultimately rebuilt. There's a newfound respect in her tone as she records her observations, emphasizing that this resilience is not merely a survival trait, but a profound quality of humanity itself. She points out how these humans seem to draw strength from each other, how their bonds were forged stronger with each test of endurance. She realizes this is something no technology could replicate, something unique to the human experience. Before long, the Earth becomes a distant dot, but its impact on the aliens lingers. The team members fall into silence, each reflecting on what they've witnessed. The alien leader, who had been skeptical at first, now feels a sense of awe he cannot shake. He wonders if their species could ever learn to appreciate challenges as humans do. This thought stays with him, sparking a quiet hope that perhaps they too could adapt, find meaning in struggle, and grow stronger in ways they hadn't considered before. Back on Earth, the humans continue with their recovery. They work side by side, clearing debris, rebuilding shelters, comforting each other, and sharing food and stories. There's an unspoken understanding among them, a silent acknowledgement of the battle they've endured together. Though exhausted, they laugh, share a meal, and look forward to tomorrow. The storms may come again, the ground may quake, but they'll face it together, stronger and more united than ever. Meanwhile, high above in the dark reaches of space, the alien ship turns toward home. The leader sends a final report, recommending that Earth be classified not as a mere survival challenge, but as a place of profound learning. He suggests that perhaps they should observe and even learn from humans rather than study them as curiosities. This is met with surprise back at the Alien Command Center, but his words resonate, sparking conversations about resilience and unity. As they continue their journey, the aliens feel a strange sense of inspiration. They know they've encountered something rare on Earth, a glimpse into a kind of strength they'd never fully understood. The human way of facing challenges, together, without surrender, is something that has changed them. And though they may never be able to replicate humanity's resilience, they carry the lesson with them, hoping to spread it among their own kind. On Earth, the humans rise with the dawn, already back to their daily routines, mending what was broken, nurturing the land, and caring for each other. They may never know they were watched from afar, but it doesn't matter. For them, this is just life, a cycle of facing what comes and standing strong together. The planet's challenges haven't defeated them. They've only made them stronger, more connected. As the sun rises, its light touches a people bound by the hardships they've shared, a people who, no matter what comes next, will face it with courage and unity. And somewhere, in the vastness of space, the alien leader looks back one last time, understanding now what makes Earth so unique. He turns to his team, and with a voice full of respect, he says, "Maybe they're not the fragile ones after all." And with that, they leave, carrying the legacy of Earth's people, unbreakable, resilient, and forever inspiring.